Today we're going to set up part 1. It's actually day 0 of our Cycle of Life lab. So you should have already printed off my website, the document that you see in front of you on the screen. It's the Cycle of Life, a comparison of photosynthesis to cellular respiration. So for pre-lab, I wanted you guys to draw the data tables that you see there, making sure that you left enough room for observations throughout the course of the week. So today is going to be Tuesday, 12/1. This is going to be day 0. You can see on both tubes, we're going to have a tube A and a tube B. Tube A, we're going to put in the tube Alodia, which is a green aquarium plant, and we're going to incubate that in light. For tube B, we're going to put radish seeds in there, and we're going to incubate this tube in a dark cabinet. So we have 2 setups that we're going to deal with. So today we're going to do Tuesday, and this is going to be day 0, and we're going to record observations. Okay, so I have already set up, ready to go. Here are my 2 tubes, and this is just 8 milliliters of water that I have prepared, and one of these is going to be my tube A, one is tube B. So what we have to do to both tubes, and I'm following the instructions that are down here on the bottom, make sure that you've read through these, please. We're going to add 4 drops of a chemical indicator called bromethymol blue. So bromethymol blue is amazing because if you have it like under normal circumstances, you'll see it comes in the bottle. When I take the lid off, it comes as a like dark blue color. But when you have an acid in the environment, and an acid could be carbon dioxide because your breath, carbon dioxide is actually acidic, then it will turn it to a shade of green. And then if it's super acidic, it'll turn it to a shade of yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 drops of bromethymol blue to both of my test tubes. So here's the bromethymol blue. You can see it in the dropper bottle. So we're going to go ahead and add 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful diffusion right there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to make sure that it's diffused all the way. So I'm going to put the cap on this. And then, look how cool that is. Invert it a couple of times and make sure that the bromethymol blue is all the way in there. Okay, so there you go. And I'll do the same thing to the second one. Okay, so we have our 2 tubes ready to go. You can see the bromethymol blue is nicely dissolved, diffused, I mean not dissolved, but it's diffused through the solution. So we have 2 blue tubes. There's my tube A on the left, tube B on the right. So I'm ready now to set up my 2 tubes. To tube A, as you can see in the directions, I'm going to use a straw. There's my straw. And very carefully, I'm going to submerge it into the tube like this, and then I'm going to blow carefully bubbles so that my breath, the carbon dioxide, comes into contact with the bromethymol blue. And the point is, what I'm trying to do is let the acid from my breath change the color of the bromethymol blue. I want to change it to a green or a yellow color so that I then will have the presence of carbon dioxide in my tube. So right now, you can see both tubes are blue, right? There is no carbon dioxide present because the color is blue. So here we go. I'm going to change the color. Check out my amazing skills, my straw ability. Isn't that cool? So now tube A, you can see it's changed. So you want to record this in your data table. Put after blowing, note the color. Y'all need to note the color. It's beautiful, right? And then whether there's the presence of carbon dioxide or not. My tube B is still the same. Okay, so now we're ready for the next step, which is to add some specimens. All right, so tube A, we are ready to add our Alodia or Anacharis plant. It's actually an Acharis, but we call it the Alodia stem. So I have it cut right here. It's a little bitty piece. And we're going to take the lid off of tube A, the one that we just blew in, change the color, and we're going to take this and place it into our tube. I'm going to need to push it down a little bit, so I'll use my forceps. Submerge him. Okay, there you go. And he is ready to put the lid on. And our tube A is done, so you can see what it looks like. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Okay, we're ready now to get tube B set up. So I'm using my instructions that you can see right here. I have 10 radish seeds. We're right here. I have 10 radish seeds available, and I have my cotton ball. And you can see there's my cotton balls. I have a couple just in case I mess up. Here are our 10 radish seeds. So we're going to take the top off tube B, take a small piece of cotton, And we're going to put it into tube B very carefully. I'm going to push it down. What I want you guys to see this, is to submerge it so that it takes up some of the water. It's going to suck up really quickly, you'll see. Okay, so it's absorbing some of the water. You can see it changing color. Now we can see the air bubble that forms in there. I want to push it down just far enough where it's saturated, because we want our radish seeds to germinate. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take the 10 radish seeds now and drop them in the top. So we're just going to go like this, drop them in. Making sure they come into contact with the moist cotton ball. There we go. Let's take a look at that from above. Nice. And I may just push it down a little bit further, make sure it's moist. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put the cap on this one, and we are ready to incubate. Okay, so this is where we're putting your test tube A. You can see your other classmates are already in there. So we're going to put this in front of the light, and we're going to come back and check data every day. Here we go. All right, test tube B is going in the cabinet. You can see everybody's are up here. So here it is. We're going to take it, put it in the cabinet with everybody else's. Okay, so here is day 1. So the other day we set up day 0. You're ready to record some observations for day 1. So I'm going to get to an area where you can see appropriately. Hang on a second, we'll get to an area where you can see. I probably need a white paper towel. Here we go. All right, here is y'all's tubes. This is tube A. Okay, so you'll note the color, make some observations. You need some quantitative and qualitative observations. Let me hold it up to the light and maybe we can see some bubbles. Hang on. Okay, here's an up close of tube A so you can get a better idea. Okay, now we're ready for tube B to analyze. See how you guys did after 1 day. So here's your tube. Whoa, check that out. Okay, so let me see if I can get it better for you. There's the color. And then let's see if I can give you a top view of the seeds. Let me take the top off. All right, here you guys go. Make some of your observations. All right, that's day 1.